Okay, I think I'm live right now. In today's video, I've had a little epiphany thanks to iSpike. I'm going to go ahead and thank you right off the bat. Uh, Years ago, I used to do live videos for my tattoo website with a live chat. And for some reason, through all this YouTube stuff, I've never considered it until today. And that's thanks to iSpike mentioning it. So today, if you are new here, my name is Sean Oz. And if you're watching this in the replay, I'm a tattoo artist in Summit County, Colorado. This channel here, I do a lot of drone instructionals as well as tech gear and bring you out my lifestyle here in the Rocky Mountains, snowboarding, things like that. Today, we are in the studio and you can see I built the Street Fighter game and we're going to be tattooing this as I sit around and talk to you guys. So I know it's going to take a little bit for a few people to get here, and that's fine. I have it set up so that people will be able to chat, and I will be able to glance down on occasion and see what you guys are saying. And every now and then, I'm going to reposition the camera so you can actually see the tattoo instead of my ugly mug. And customers are going to walk in, and all kinds of things are going to happen. But it's going to be a pretty mellow tattoo session, and we're going to get at least the outline done, hopefully some shadowing on this today. And how I flip the camera as we go back up to the front of the studio.
Isn't that going?
Is anybody even seeing this? Doesn't seem to be. That's weird. According to that, it's going. According to that, it's not. Now we got people saying they see us. So. TJ, just bear with me as I get this all dialed in.
Just 5,000 or more.
All right. Let's try this again. Let's just close YouTube.
It all ends Saturday at 6 p.m. Don't miss it.
Now, through Thursday, August 15th, join Planet Fitness for just one penny down, and you'll pay just $10 a month. That's right, for just one penny down, you'll get a relaxed, comfortable
Here we go.
Oh, cool.
All right, guys, we got it all figured out so we can see what we're seeing. If at some point you're getting anxious and you want to see how this positions on his arm, let's go ahead and show you that, how we get started. Here, I'll take the phone out for a second. This is Frisco, and he's the one getting the skulls. Twist your arm to what you have already. It's a big cover up. We're going to go ahead and bring it around and add all these skulls to the inside. Okay. So for those of you who are new to the channel, like I was saying earlier, I live here in Summit County, Colorado, Silverthorne to be exact, and I'm a tattoo artist. I own somebody a tattoo, and when I'm not flying drones and doing cool mountain stuff, this is what I do all day. So if you have any questions about tattooing, drones, cameras, all that shit, just let it know and I'll glance over there every now and then and take a peek. But with tattooing, so what we're doing right now is the outline. We've gone ahead and put a stencil on. It's something I drew over the weekend. And we stencil it onto his arm so that we have sort of a guideline to go off of for the basics. And from the stencil, we add more and more detail as it gets done. we're probably looking at 1 to 2 hours for this stencil to become a real tattoo. And if you guys are some of my followers for drones and DJI products and things like that, let me know in the comments what you think about DJI releasing the new Osmo 3 instead of a drone. A little collapsible, foldable gimbal. You into any of that kind of stuff?
What's that?
Gimbals and cameras and all that kind of stuff.
I'm not even sure to tell you the truth.
We were talking about wanting to start a YouTube channel.
Well, yeah.
So that's a good conversation for us to have. I can tell you all kinds of pointers on how to start a YouTube channel, which I'm sure these guys here would probably appreciate, or at least a lot of them.
Well, how do you start a YouTube channel?
Well, first you got to set up an account. You got to make like yourself a Gmail and start yourself a YouTube account instead of just watching without an account. And you you just turn it into like a creator's account or something like that. And the first thing you want to do is just get out there and start filming videos.
And then just start putting them on there.
Yeah, that's the first step. I mean, the most important steps are learning how to make good thumbnails and titles. Your videos can suck, and if your thumbnails and titles are really, really good, people still click on them. They might not
Right.
stay on them,
Right.
they're gonna click
But
on
they're gonna look.
Yeah. so that's a start.
So good title names.
Good title names. Think of like the National Enquirer.
Right.
So it's there's a difference between clickbait and a clickable title. Clickbait is whenever it's something like "girl with giant boobs" and then there's no girl in the video at all.
Right.
Where it's like girl falls off, dock, and some girl falls off a dock in a lake or something, and that's like more of a clickable title. Or even if it's girl with giant boobs falls off dock into a lake and she doesn't have giant boobs, she still fell off. So it's more of a clickable title than clickbait. But then the main thing is just to start doing it again and again and again. Hey David, hey everybody, TJ, and Kay. Well, I'll just call you Kay because your username is I don't know. I see you guys in the comments all the time, and I really appreciate it. I don't know how many of you guys have tattoos out there, or how many are just into the video stuff, but believe it or not, they're all pretty much the same kind of art. One's video, one's on skin, one's on paper. It's all art, though. Like editing a video is a form of art, in my opinion.
Absolutely, yeah. Especially if you want it to look like a good video.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if you saw the one I did the other day, where it was a 360 camera and drone footage intertwined and mixed together to make this really cool snowboard shot.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, editing that together, that's definitely putting all that together, filming it and making it look cool is definitely a form of art. So there's going to be some times in this video where I'm just sitting here quiet tattooing, and there's going to be times where I stand up and, well, not stand up, but just start talking. So again, I will turn around. If you got questions, please talk amongst yourselves in the chat, entertain each other. Like I said, occasionally I will take the camera off and show you guys where we're at. He is paying by the hour, so we're going to be, by the way, you get a little discount because you're paying by the hour. You can't do the regular price.
Yeah.
In case you were wondering about that. So I take a hit on my hourly fee for you guys.
Thank you, guys.
This is going to be sick. This is going to be so much
Yeah, I already
fun.
know it's gonna be so badass.
And hopefully the music in the background isn't too loud and doesn't get me demonetized. Agent K, like from Men in Black. We were just watching Men in Black yesterday. That's K said he'd rather be called Agent K. Just reminds me of Will Smith and all them going by J and K. I think K was one of them. I actually saw the new Men in Black the other day.
Was that good?
It was okay. It was silly. I mean, the guy who plays Thor, what's his name? Chris something.
Oh, yeah.
He seems to be playing goofier and goofier characters lately. Went down to Denver on Monday.
Did you?
Yep, got our winter tires, oil change, all that kind of bullshit.
Heck yeah. What kind of tires did you get?
WS Blizzak WS 80s.
Oh, yeah. Those are
Supposedly
good
they're
tires.
coming out with a new one this season.
Oh, no kidding.
No, not in all sizes right off the bat, but they're in the process of a new one. So if you have it like live in a snow area, the Blizzak WS 80s are the tire to get. They really are.
Yeah, they are the best ones there.
At least for unsteady stuff. And when we first moved here, I did a lot of research because I knew Gina was going to be driving the car and she'd never driven the snow. So I wanted to make sure that, whatever the tire cost was, that she was taken care of and good to go and safe. So this whole tattooing, as you can see, it's sort of a slow process. We're just going through tracing some of the lines as well as creating new ones and just throwing in what I need. So whenever I start shadowing it and coming in with different needles, it has the foundation for the whole project, basically. And can you guys hear? Am I talking loud enough? Hopefully, because I'm filming this on the that new phone I got, the Galaxy S10 Plus, that I can't still fly my drone with. If you were wondering why I'm not making drone videos lately, it disconnects. I'm making a video about that.
Disconnects from your drone?
Yeah, dude. I was flying the
Like
other day.
mid-flight?
Yeah, mid-flight, disconnects. So I found out what was happening is, so instead of it just disconnecting and me thinking it was just a bad connection, I've gone through 4 phones and all 4 of them do it. For some reason, if you plug the USB-C cable in the whole way, then it disconnects and will stay connected. It acts like it's trying to connect, and then poof, the screen blacks out, and if you're far away from yourself, you can't see what the drone sees anymore, so you have to be really close.
No crash landings?
No,
Likely.
not in a while. Not with this drone. But I found out if you just barely put the tip in, just the tip, then it doesn't disconnect. But it's sort of sketchy because if you accidentally bump it while you're flying, then you could put it into the drone and have to reconnect it, and that would really suck. So I don't know if that's a Samsung issue or the DJI Go 4 app issue that you use to fly the drone, or what the hell, but it's really a pain in my ass. So would you guys in the chat rather be looking at my ugly mug while I do this, or have the camera like over my shoulder showing what I'm actually doing? Let me know what you want to do, and if you want to do it the other way when we take a break, I'll switch it around. I said that's what she said. TJ said that's what she said to just the tip.
Yeah.
You put the whole thing in, it disconnects. That's a problem. Straight down shot? Well, like of the tattoo, not like straight down on my feet, but like somewhere, set it up over here somewhere so that you guys can see just like my hands and tattooing. So this is Frisco, by the way. He's been coming here for a few months now. He came in with a cover-up that he had been, I guess, for years going around trying to find someone to do.
Yeah, nobody wanted to do it.
Yeah. Did they just tell you they couldn't?
Well, there was one guy I found right before I found you that said he could do it, but he was only like that American traditional, which are just big, bold lines. Now, my opinion, I don't really like that kind of artwork,
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's definitely so many different types of artwork out there. But yeah, if that's not what you wanted on you, then you shouldn't settle for a cover-up.
Right.
You have a style that you sort of want to cover up already because
Yeah,
you know
right.
what it is.
And then my mom said, hey, try Summit County, because I've been trying in Denver,
Yeah.
And And then I looked up Summit County, and this was the first one I seen, and then I called you and came in, and so far, best tattoo artist I've ever seen. So,
Thanks, man. I do have a little secret. I am 100% successful with cover-ups. And the secret for that is because I don't do one that won't cover it up.
right.
If I can't cover it up, I just say no. Always guarantees a 100% success rate that way. Yeah, that still trips me out, man, that you went to Denver and couldn't find
Yeah.
anybody that would even tackle it. Or give you ideas on
Right,
tackling it.
right. And there was a few people that, you know, said they would, and I mean, they weren't good tattoo artists, you know?
Yeah. See, we got one person saying, asking if I'm going to get that new Osmo Mobile for your phone that I was talking about earlier.
Oh, yeah.
And the answer is no, I'm definitely not. I think the stabilization in our phones are pretty damn good. I've got the Osmo Pocket, I've got the Osmo Action, I've got the GoPro 7, all with amazing stabilization. And I really don't need just another gimbal. Like, if I want to use my phone to film something, it's because it's in my pocket already. And even though that it's collapsible, I would not carry a giant ass gimbal in my pocket, like ever. It would never be with me. I would never find a use for it. I wouldn't. There's other things I would grab first before grabbing some giant gimbal just to use with my phone. So it really sort of, to me, was silly that DJI made another one, or not that they made another one, but that they made an announcement of an announcement of an announcement to release today what the product was, when it was just an update to a gimbal. I think DJI has gotten a little carried away with making an announcement for every single product like that. But yeah, so another way, just short story. No, I'm not getting it. You know, the Galaxy phone is growing on me, although I still can't get a solid connection for my drone. So it sucks in some ways, and in other ways I really like it. I think the touchscreen on the Galaxy compared to the iPhone isn't quite as solid. It's almost sort of finicky in a sense, like things that you didn't touch will activate, if that makes any sense. Like, I get a lot of typos when texting with the new phone. And I don't mean like ducking instead of fucking. Yeah, everybody gets that one.
Yeah, well, I even get that with my iPhone.
Yeah.
I don't know, once I went to an iPhone, I mean, I'll never go back to an Android.
No. You had an Android before?
Yeah, I had
Which
an
one?
Android before. It was the Galaxy 6.
6. What was it that you liked more about the iPhone?
Well, at first the reason we got it was the live picture mode.
Uh-huh.
I had live picture
So
mode.
they have that now in the Galaxies.
Right. Well, and so Sierra had the iPhone, and I was like, oh, I like the live picture mode. So then when I got an iPhone,
Yeah.
and then that, I mean, ever since then, I mean, everything's just, I don't know what's grown on me. I like it
Yeah.
way more than my Android.
So there's definitely a lot less customization you can do on the Galaxy compared to the iPhone. Like, you can't change your icons and all that kind of stuff. And once you get all that done, for me at least, it's done. You know, it's like playing Barbie. You know,
Right.
like, you get shit how you want it and you leave it there. I'm not gonna sit around every other week and dress it up in new clothes. You know?
Okay, right?
There are some really cool apps on it that aren't on the iPhone though. Like, there's an app which I was gonna use for this video, and it uses both cameras. So it does a screen capture and your front-facing camera. So it like puts a bubble in.
Oh,
so
no kidding.
what they would see would be a bubble of my face while I was doing this, but because it would be the screens, it wouldn't work for this because of the way the camera's facing. So I'm actually using the YouTube app on the phone to
Okay.
do this. And I think that's why there was a confusion on 2 different chat rooms, because I started it on the computer, then it switched over to a phone, so it made 2
Oh, okay.
things. So hopefully there's not another random live
Yeah,
being
right,
filmed
yeah,
off my
just-
computer over there over the ceiling or something. Sooner or later I'll figure this live stuff out a little better. I was actually thinking of using the GoPro and putting it like on my head and doing a live.
Yeah, right.
So it would be like exactly what I see, kind of thing. I don't know if that'd be more entertaining than looking at my fat ass as I'm sitting here fucking doing. When I'm done with this skull, we might be able to rearrange it so they can see.
Yeah, it's cool watching the ink go into the skin, you know?
Yeah, is it? You know, I've been doing this 26 years this month, and I'm still sort of amazed that they stay forever.
Yeah, right.
I understand it, I've studied it, I know all about it, but it's still fucking magic.
Yeah, right. It is.
Oh, let's see, we got a bunch of comments going on. Another recommendation of tablet for my Mac 2 Pro, because my Galaxy always like Stefan, as far as the tablet goes, yeah, the controller that comes with your Mavic will fit the iPad mini, and they just released a new iPad mini. I've actually been considering getting it for mine for the exact same reason, because my Galaxy sucks for flying, or just replacing the battery in my old iPhone 7 so that it actually works again, and keeping that in my bag so I always have a phone dedicated just for it until I end up getting possibly the iPhone 11 or whatever. We'll see. Like I said, the Galaxy has grown on me in many ways. Let's see what else we got here. So yeah, DJI is definitely trying to branch out away from just drone stuff. That's 100% true. And they're doing a pretty good job for the most part. Some of you guys, if you've been on my channel for any time, you know that I'm not a big fan of DJI customer support. I've had plenty of videos showcasing their incompetence. And in some ways, they have improved some things for some of us. But it's so hit or miss, because I'll be talking to one person and they say, hey, yeah, that's been fixed, it's great. And then you're talking to somebody else and they're pissed off because their drone's been like missing in action for like 3 months. So I feel like it's pretty hit or miss with their customer support at the moment. I do think they're trying, but I think they've grown a little too fast for what their support system is, and then farming it out to continents and nations that don't speak English as their first language hurts them more than it helps them. I don't know about you, but it pisses me off whenever I call someone. I don't care if they're from another country, but if their accent's so damn heavy that I can't understand a fucking word they're saying,
Yeah.
and I'm already frustrated because I'm having an issue, that really doesn't help at all. It just frustrates you more. And at that point, it's easy to get frustrated because you're already frustrated. So I think that really hurts them more than it helps them. Because I've been in that situation where I call and I'm pissed off, and it's somebody that speaks perfect English. I don't care if they have an accent, it's perfect, it's crisp, clear, and they're familiar with the product and they're able to help you. And your madness goes away, like almost instantly, whenever they're like, really know what the product is and what's going on, and they can take care of you and make it right. Like Samsung, I had to call their customer support. Oh my God, it just pissed me off. It was just as bad as DJI. I couldn't understand the guy at all. Like, he didn't understand what I was trying to tell him. Like I had to explain the problem 4 times to even get him to escalate me to somebody else. And usually when you get escalated, you get to somebody that can speak good English.
Right.
Now this time, some guy with a name like Fred, that sounded like it should be, a Beaver or something.
Yeah.
I know that sounds like stereotypical, but when the shoe fits, it is what it is. But they're all those kind of customer support places are just reading from a damn computer screen. They don't know the product. I mean, hell, most of us on this channel, I guarantee the people in this chat room know these products way better than the people on the customer support line.
Yeah, because they're actually using the product and actually know how it works.
Exactly. This stuff's really sick.
You're gonna be badass.
All right. Well, hey, Mel, AGL 400. Mel's in the room. Everybody say hi to Mel. If you guys are asking me a question, you got to do 2 things to make it easy. So when I glance around behind me, I have a screen behind me. Either do the @ symbol with my name so that I can see it highlighted, or send a super chat so it's big and bold so I can see it really easy. And there's a lot more chat going, and I can't sit there and skim through all of it. So definitely at least highlight my name if it's something I'm supposed to be looking at. because I can't turn around and just read everything. It would not be fair to Frisco here for me to do that. And if you guys like this, like just hanging out, chilling, tattooing, and talking shit to each other, let me know, and we'll try to do this more often. It's a shame I can't figure out a way to have multiple cameras set up so I can just, with my foot or something, tap something and show you guys. Yeah, change the view real quick and easy. That'd be pretty badass. But this is what I do when I'm not filming videos or editing videos or hanging out with the family or hiking a mountain. This is what I'm doing. You can see with gloves on like this, you know, they're getting covered with slimy, nasty shit, blood, jellies, all kinds of stuff. So it's not like you can stop and put your attention to something else. It's not like I'm working in an office and I can go, okay, let me go do something else for a little while. Once you start on somebody like this, it's pretty intimate. You're here with them, and you get to know people. And I think they get to know me too.
Yeah, likewise.
Yeah, the more you come back, the closer you get, you know, with everybody. Well, there's a lot of people that come in and just get little tattoos, and if they come back, I don't even know their names. You know, my short-term memory source sucks anyways. But if they're coming back over and over, I always get to know them. You know, I always get to know their names. Plus, you get to hear what it is that a lot of people have all these ideas and concepts, and it's what stems their tattoo, like where it comes from, what makes them want to get that or get that. And some people don't. Some people just come in and say, hey, that looks cool, I want that. And there's nothing wrong with that either. Because every single tattoo is sort of like a photo in a photo album. Whether it has a lot of meaning for the tattoo itself, or if it's just something cool you get that makes you remember a certain time of your life forever. It's just a photo album.
Right.
Photo album you just
Absolutely.
get.
Yes, the photo album that you wear.
So is anybody in the chat room actually getting the Osmo Mobile 3? I'm really curious. I know I did a sort of a poll earlier on the community tab, asking that. And it looked like about 86% of you said hell no. And there was a small group of you that were thinking of getting it. And if you are, I'm really curious, why are you thinking of getting it? Like, do you have the other ones already and you're just replacing it? Or do you use your phone that much? And if so, do you carry a bag around with you to use your phone with other products? Or like, what makes you want that? Like, how will you even use it? I'm just curious, because in my mind, in my world, I just don't see myself ever using something like that. Especially with all the other cameras and the stabilization that's built into all the other cameras nowadays. I'm not saying that there's not a place for it, it's just not for me, that's what I'm asking. Hello, Mike Kelly. Good to see you in the chat. Hope everybody's getting some good conversation in there. Like I said, it's hard for me to turn around and look at it. That's why if you guys are saying my name, make sure you put the @ symbol in front of it. If somebody wants to test it and see if that works, I'd love to see someone put the @ symbol and then just write my name and send that and see if I can see it easier. Because I know I can see super chats. But super chats is like what they get donate to your channel. Like, so you'd see you'd see a big bold thing go across. It says like $5 super chat, and then they can write a comment, and it makes it real bold, so it's real easy to see what somebody said. No, I can't see the @SeanOz. I just figured out why, because I'm logged into my daughter's YouTube channel. So when you guys do @SeanOz, it just shows @SeanOz. It doesn't actually highlight the way it usually does when I'm signed in as myself. So that isn't going to work today. I will have to change that next time and log in as myself instead of being logged in under her account. She's 11. If you guys haven't seen it, she has her own channel, but she doesn't do very much anymore. Trying to get her back into it this fall. Figured if I can start her now at 11, by the time she's 20, she'll be able to just live off of YouTube, right? Won't even need a job. Well, it's really hard to get an 11-year-old to put the time into YouTube that it actually takes, because to
Right.
grow at YouTube, people don't realize, dude, it takes a lot of work. It's so much work. And it's work for free. Like, you're doing so much
Right.
video editing and time away from your family and living to make this content, and research this stuff, and go out and film it and edit it. Dude, I've put 8 hours into an edit on a video before. 8 hours, and I got like 200 views.
No
And you're
kidding.
like, what? No, I'm just gonna quit. And you know it's like a killer edit, but it's just YouTube doesn't stick it up in front of people like all the time. Because there's millions of people trying to get their videos seen. And that's where it really, again, comes down to thumbnail and video title.
You know, it's so fucking badass.
Yeah, it's a good point. Mike says it's a lifestyle, and I assume you're talking about YouTube, and it is. It is completely. You have to really enjoy making it. And one of the things, that's why I put vlogs into so many of my videos, or family trips and things like that, is because like all the tutorials and instructionals I make, cool, whatever. When I'm 80, I'm not going to give a shit to look at those.
Right.
But when I mix in all these family videos that are edited all fun, you know, if those guys enjoy them, awesome. But when I'm 80, those videos I'll have, and I'll look back and I'll remember when we went to Telluride, and I'll remember when we went to Steamboat, and when we did all this stuff before we even moved here.
Right.
And that kind of shit's just killer. And I really wish that I had started doing those when my son was little, because then I would have seen him grow up, you know.
Right.
Where I've been with Gina, you've met Gina,
Yeah.
and her daughter. I don't know if her daughter's come in with her or not.
Yeah, she did.
So she's 11. So Gina and I met 7 years ago. So she was little, and I was making videos then, or a couple years after I met her. And so now we can go back and see her at like 5 and 7, and it's a trip seeing them grow up.
Well, we do the same thing with our kiddo,
Yeah,
you know, and
Yeah.
look back at like baby pictures and when he was just starting to crawl, and it's
Yeah.
like crazy, and then you look at him now and you're like, geez, and he's only 2, you know?
yeah. But it's a trip though when you get these well edited videos. And when you start out on your channel, if you decide to put that time in, your first videos are gonna suck. They just
Right.
are, because you have no video training. I had no video training. Then you start researching how to grow on YouTube. And, there's a ton of channels out there that'll tell you how to grow on YouTube, and they're all just guessing. They don't really 100%
Yeah,
know,
right.
because they don't work for YouTube. But those channels grow really fast because there's so many people right now trying to make a living by doing YouTube, that if you sound like you know what you're talking about, and you got a channel about it, and you can bluff it pretty good, and it's a lot of common sense, is, you know, some of it, then your channel will grow, because everyone's going to go, oh, this guy knows what he's talking about.
Right.
Even if you do a mechanic channel, right?
Right.
And you can do it so it's, you know, easy to understand, and you know what you're talking about, and you do just instructionals, you'll grow fast. Because that's what most people, there's 2 things that people use YouTube for really, and that's instructionals, how-tos, and entertainment. At least that's what I find. Like what you said yourself, you go on YouTube, and
no,
how to do this.
Yeah,
and
how to,
search.
that's my main thing, is how to. So I figure when I do it, all my channels will be how to, or all the titles.
And that's a great way, because you can make just some basic edits, you can teach people something, and if it helps, then they share it, and it grows, and it's a really good thing. And that's how I sort of started getting more and more into YouTube. Like my very first videos were in 2008, and I was doing makeup effects, special effects makeup. And I didn't have any clue at the time that you could make money on YouTube. And I didn't do it like one October, and the next October I did it again.
Right.
If I had known better, I would have just cracked down and made a video like every week, and I'd be a millionaire.
Yeah, right.
I'd be racking in the money. But so my channel, I'm sort of like, it's the world of Oz, so it's sort of a jack of all trades kind of thing. You know, as much as I do drone instructionals and tutorials and show drone videos, I do GoPro videos, I do Osmo Action videos, I do vlogs, and I'm doing tattooing. And that makes you grow slow.
Right.
So I grow slower. My channel grows still, but it definitely grows much slower. I got a buddy, Henrik from Tech Drone Media, his channel, he's a drone only channel mostly. And him and I were like exactly at the same amount of subscribers before I moved up here. And I'm about to hit 10,000, he just hit 30,000. All he does is drone videos.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And now he's branching out and doing more tech related stuff, but it's all the same kind of content basically. As much as he really likes his electric unicycles, he doesn't do a whole lot with that. He keeps it the niche small and keeps it focused. I have a hard time doing that. I considered doing it and just making this channel nothing but like one thing, like just the drone shit, but then because I'm so scattered all over the place, I have to make 2 other channels.
Right.
One for tattooing and one for all the vlogs and
Yeah.
snowboarding. That's a lot of work to keep up with. Alright. Let's see if we can maybe turn this camera around, let people see where we're at. A couple more here. Chose the quiet machine so they could hear us better.
Yeah.
Alright. And rest. It's sort of hot in here, huh?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Hey, Stefan. I don't make very much money with YouTube. I make about $200, give or take, a month off of YouTube. Amazon affiliates, I make anywhere from $20 to $60 a month. So less than $250 for some months I only make $150. So $150 to $250 right now. It stayed plateaued at that for the last probably 6 months. Let me try and move this camera around so you guys can see what we're doing. Alright, let's see if we can set it to stay here. Can you hold that with your hand for just a second? I dug this out of my cabinet and everything, man. See if it would work. Is that gonna give my hand enough clearance? All right, how's that view, guys? You guys want that view for a little bit? I think I can do that when I work. Looks pretty good, huh?
Yeah, it looks really good.
All right. For the Mavic 2 Pro or the Mavic Zoom? Let's see if I can even get in here. Let's see. Okay, is that still good? I think that's okay.
Okay.
The Pro. Let's see. If I was gonna buy something for my Zoom, which is the same thing as the Pro, I already got cases. Already got. You have ND filters already on the Pro. I would probably get myself a 1000 or 2000 ND filter and do still photos of like moving waterfalls and rivers and things like that. Only if you're into still photos. If you're into video, that's not going to work so much. And that'll only cost you like under $100. That's what I would get. All right, see if I can get in here. Like that. Yep. Go back there. So you never think about like all this stuff, like
I know.
like when you're watching it on
Right.
TV. If you guys could see this, like the camera and the way this is all set up, I'm pinched into like this tiny little spot to do this, and that's one of the things that people on the other end never see. I'd imagine the audio is way better now because I'm like my face is right next to the camera. Oh, for a viewing device. Well, I have the DJI goggles, and I'm not really a big fan of them. I'm probably going to do a review sooner or later with them. They've been sitting there for a year, and either give them away or sell them. I don't know. Like I did a video talking about giving them away, and I was thinking I'd get a ton of likes on that. And it's, there's like $500. I don't want to just give them away if there's like not a lot of interest in it, because I could use even half of that money back would be nice, because I do buy all this stuff myself. DJI didn't send me shit. I bought the goggles. I bought my Mavic Zoom. I bought the Osmo Action. I don't think DJI likes me so much because I'm a little too honest with their products, and whenever they aren't that great, I say so. Doesn't mean they're horrible. They're not. I think overall they're pretty damn good. But I'm not one of those reviewers that just comes out and goes, "Oh, they're great. Suck my ass and go buy it on my affiliate link because I want to make money." Because the honest truth is I make enough money with my shop. So I buy it. If it sucks, it sucks. If it's great, it's great. And so be it. But for viewing, I mean, if you don't need an iPad, I haven't used the Crystal Sky or the new controller, but I actually was debating the Crystal Sky because it's supposed to be brighter than the iPad to see it. I'm all about less is more. I hate carrying a lot of stuff with me when I go fly. So something dedicated just for the Mavic is, it's hard for me to do because the bag doesn't fit it and I don't want to carry a big case. So I've never really got it. That's probably another reason why I'm never using these damn goggles. Although I do really like the Epson, the Varios or something like that. Ready Set Drone, Kelly Shores over there. He had me try them out one time. We did a collaboration. If you haven't seen it, those things are dope. They're like looking through, it's like Minority Report or something. You're looking through space. Like you wear these glasses
Right.
and you can see the image, but it's like floating in front of you and you can still see everything around you. It's really cool. So, and you're
crazy.
flying your drone like that.
Oh,
so
no kidding. Yeah.
it's trippy, dude. So cool. Yeah, like augmented reality. They're dope. But like I said, I only used them once, and I keep hoping, because that review went really well for Kelly, that I'll end up getting Epson to call me up and be like, "Hey, we want you to make your own review on these," because the review did really, really well, and I would love to get a pair. But I think they're like more expensive than the DJI goggles. I can't remember. I think they're like $700. They're ridiculously
kidding, huh?
expensive, dude. Like they're too high for like the average guy to go out and just buy them to fly a drone. And
Right.
I've got this. So forget the drones for a minute. I've got this old combat glider. I don't know. Have you ever been into RC stuff?
No, not really.
So I was super into RC planes and stuff when I was living in California, tattooing out there. And I'd go out to Long Beach. Have you ever been to California?
Yeah, I have.
So in Long Beach, there's this neck of beach that's on this upslope with a railing right there and a boardwalk and all that, or a sidewalk. And a big group of us would go out and we'd fly these things called combat gliders. And they're these big EPP foam wings, so they're pretty indestructible. And you can fly for hours because there's no propeller on them or anything like that. Just throw them out over that hill, and the wind would hit off the ocean and keep them floating. And the whole point was to try to hit somebody else and take them out of the sky. So you get good at flying
Right.
pretty quick because you don't want to walk down that hill and go get your shit.
Right.
And I fucking found one when I moved back out here that I never built. It's just sitting there in the box, brand new. And I mean, it's really outdated technology. Like the motor's outdated. So is the ESC, speed control, all that stuff. I thought it'd be dope to build it find some updated technology in motors and engines, or not engines, but motors because they're electric,
All right.
and then figure out a way to do like an FPV camera on it, like in the front, and get the goggles
Right.
and be able to fly like with that. That would be dope. Because you can do like loops and barrel rolls and all kinds of shit.
Right.
Find some controller that gets a nice long range. But I don't do any of this FPV drone stuff, which is really cool too. But I just haven't ever done it. The Epson glasses have dropped to $600, so they've come down about $100 or so.
No kidding.
Still, though, it seems like a lot of
That's
money.
a lot of money.
Because they're cool, but they're sort of clunky the way they go together, or at least they were. They might have updated them. So, like, for that much money, I want, like, the whole experience to just be perfect. I can afford to buy this stuff, but I don't want to spend money on something that sucks. And not that they suck, but the usability of them is a little clunky.
Right.
But these might have not been a consumer end model version. It could have been like a trial version. I don't know. So they could be different now. So what trips me out, dude? You said you lived up here most of your life
Yeah.
in Colorado,
Yeah.
and you don't snowboard. You don't ski.
Well, no, I used to.
Used to.
But yeah, I haven't. I think the last time I went was 2012.
Really?
Yeah.
Why'd you stop?
No, I don't know. Just work. Having
Yeah.
to work all the time, and honestly, just not really having the time.
Yeah. So I think I made the right choice. We almost moved down to Denver, and I've been down on a day when it's like Friday or Sunday,
Yeah.
and it takes 5 hours to get from Denver to
Yeah.
here instead of an hour and a half.
No, you definitely made the right choice in living here.
I think we would have gotten over it. I would have snowboarded, got stuck in that traffic once or twice. I'm like, yep, I'm giving that hobby up.
Right. Yeah, it really sucks for us if we have to go down to Denver on a weekend.
Oh yeah, yeah. Especially Sundays. I've gotten stuck. I had to go. I think I told you this. I went to
Yeah.
IKEA, and it took fucking 5 to 5.5 hours. Well, should have taken an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Just dead stop traffic the entire way. Like it killed me. Like, so if I ever leave on a Sunday now, I'm out by 10 o'clock at the latest if I can. Anything after that, and you're stuck in some traffic.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So how you liking it so far?
I love it. Looks perfect.
So question, if you guys are seeing me rub all this ointment on like this, it's a pretty common question. Everyone asks, why do you do that? Does it make the machine glide easier on the tattoo? And that's not the answer. The answer is that if you ever had like an oil and vinegar salad, you put the A&D on, and if you see that the ink just beads up, right? So when I wipe it, it's gone. Like, let's find a spot where I haven't done it. Like right here. This is showing the camera. Yeah. So if we put some ink here and wipe it, it just makes a big freaking mess. So that is the reason we use A&D when we tattoo you. So we can see. Because you want us to see, right? You don't want us to
Yeah.
not see. What are we? Well, on this tattoo, there's no cover up. Stefan asked what we were covering up. So on this side is the cover up. There's some writing through here that he got when he was younger and at a party and one of those tattoo party things that some people go to, and wasn't quite happy with that. So we'll go back into that one more sitting to knock out the writing a little bit more. But it was something that he just didn't want to have on him anymore, that he felt he had made a bad decision and a stupid thing when he was younger, and a lot of people do that kind of thing. No big deal. So my job is to help him feel like he can go around without a long sleeve shirt on
Yes,
anymore.
absolutely. It's tiring wearing a long sleeve shirt in 100-degree temperatures.
Yeah. I haven't felt 100 degrees in a while, thank God, man. It's back in Houston where I'm from. Everyone on Facebook is complaining how hot it is. I bet you it's brutal right now in August.
Yeah.
Hottest month of the year out there. Tripped me out when I moved out here that August is actually starting to cool off
Yeah,
again.
yeah, but that's when it starts to cool down.
Like everywhere else I've ever been, that's even in California, that was like a hot month, you know?
No kidding.
Yeah. So the traffic to Denver, that's coming from Summit County, only on a Friday from Denver to Summit County or Summit County to Denver on a Sunday, because everyone comes to the mountains to enjoy themselves. And we're talking, it's probably like 60 miles, so you can make it in, like I said, it's normally an hour and 20, something like that, depending on traffic from where my studio is to Denver. But on those days, it can be 5 hours or more even.
And you have to stay on the highway because if you try to take a frontage road, you get screwed.
Yeah, one little tip though I've learned is if you get in the slow lane, it's actually, excuse me, when it's that bad, it's actually faster than the fast lane. Because the trucks will just get in gear and stay in their gear and just keep a steady speed because they don't want to stop and go. They want to just keep going. And then everyone's trying to go around them, so everyone jumping into the fast lane actually slows the fast lane down. And I've tested this theory out because I have gotten stuck in traffic a couple times, and every single time I just pass tons of people. They might catch up every once in a while, but in the long term, for that long of a distance, I always beat them by so much.
Well, and that's what I always do. I'll get in the slow lane and I'll just sit there and I'll pick a car, something that's recognizable, something that's got
Yep.
a luggage rack, something
Yeah.
that you can remember.
Bicycle on back or something, yeah.
And you just sit there and then you'll pass them and then they'll come to pass you. And then soon enough, you got to pick a different car,
Yeah.
you know.
Because you've passed them by so
because
much.
You've
Yep.
passed them by so much.
And then you pass another one,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
you find
yeah.
yourself passing. That's exactly how I do it. And that's how I know I like passed a ton, because this
Yeah.
new car was 20 cars ahead of the old car.
Yeah.
No, it's a cover up, Stefan. It's just on the other side. Appreciate you stopping by the chat. You guys enjoy yourselves. If you guys have any questions about how this tattoo process works, you know, I know like most of you subscribe for drone stuff, but this is what I do day to day. So if you do have questions, you know, let me know, and I'll do my best to answer them for you. I think we're gonna probably just do the outline, and depending on how many people are in the chat, we'll call it a day and jump into the shading without the camera. Or if you guys are enjoying it and you want to see this thing evolve, then we'll keep the camera on until the battery runs out. So was she wanting to get her arm?
No,
Was that
no. I was just suggesting that for her.
gotcha? I mean, with her still having that bandage, it's like
Yeah.
she's still not quite healed, so it's probably better for her to not do it, to be
And
honest.
wait.
Yeah. I mean, we could do it, but I'm sure she won't be real happy if we do. You know?
You're right.
It's gonna not feel so great when it's, because we are gonna be touching all over that area to get that background in,
Right.
and we could possibly damage the healing if it's not healed enough.
Quick question to the guys watching the video. Do any of you guys have tattoos?
Oh yeah, that's Frisco. That's the guy I'm working on. He just curious if you guys in the chat room, anyone in the video at the moment, have tattoos. If so, what do you got? Where do you got them, and how long ago did you get them? You getting any more? It's a good question. There's like a delay before they get the
right.
so. And this is probably such a big tattoo that we won't do the whole thing today. So we're getting sort of a late start. I usually close up around 8, but if we go past 8 today, that's fine. I got a feeling we'll probably split this into 2 sittings. Outline it all, maybe shade the skulls or shade some of the background, and then come back and do the last little bits. Agent K said he doesn't have a single tattoo. Nothing against him, but he doesn't have any desire to get one.
No, I don't know.
Nothing wrong with that,
Yeah,
man.
absolutely.
They're not for everybody. That's totally fine. It is crazy to me, tattooing 26 years though, how many people have them now compared to when I started. Like when I started, an arm tattoo like this was called a job stopper.
No, I
Like,
don't.
and yeah, you didn't, anyone that I saw with a tattoo, like a sleeve, their full arm done, I could be like, oh, hey, what shop do you work at? It was always a
Right,
tattoo
right.
artist, always. Now, I ask that question and they'll just be like, huh? That's how popular they just like, and they start, like, people start on their lower arms now
Right.
instead of, like, when I started tattooing, we would start on our upper torso and then get to our arms and eventually come down to our sleeves, which is, why you don't see me sleeves yet.
Yeah, right.
I still haven't filled up my other spaces. But this next generation definitely goes straight to the visible spot. Like I had an 18-year-old kid come in and want an elephant on the front of his neck. I refused to do it to him.
No kidding.
Yeah. So
Wanted
I'd come
an
back in a
elephant?
few, yeah, straight up on his neck, dude. He had no idea who he was, what he was going to do for his life. And I was like, if you really want it, come back in a few months and we'll talk. But you haven't given this any consideration. You're just popping in. And I know I'm not supposed to be someone's dad or the moral police, but I mean, I don't want to ruin this kid's life, man. Make him he couldn't even be a waiter at most places with that.
Right.
I know they're more accepted and there's a lot more jobs you can get now with them. But he's probably not going to be a CEO of any company anyways, man. The way he was talking, I don't think that was a worry.
Yeah, right. Well, I don't know. I can definitely speak from experience. When I was younger, I got a stupid tattoo.
Yeah, oh, dude, my legs are just scratch pads of crap, to be honest. And then it's also up to you, however long you want to get worked on today, too. I mean, if you just want to do the outline, totally fine. We can split it and just do a longer session on the next one, like a powerhouse session,
All right.
I think a couple hours probably. Yeah. But again, you need to be healed enough for me to do it, so I don't ruin what we just did. I have to take a look at it. I think we might have an empty chat room.
Do we?
Oh, Gina just jumped in. Said, hi, hope you're having a great day. Hi, Gina. I think you texted me while I was doing this live chat, so I have no idea what you texted me because I haven't been able to look at it. If you're listening to this, let me know what it was. If it's something important and I need to stop live chatting, check it. That's cool. Gina never watches my stuff. Now I'm all like nervous. That's so weird. That's so funny. Yeah, so what were you texting me, Gina? Is it private stuff? Like dirty talk? You being nasty? What? You can swim in the lake? You went to the beach without me? I wanted to go. That sucks. That's the thing with having shop hours, dude. Like I used to work privately by appointment only.
All right.
And that was the biggest thing moving up here and opening the shop with shop hours is all of a sudden I had to be somewhere even if I didn't have appointments. Retail hours. So now Gina, she works for herself. Not that I don't work for myself, but she doesn't have like a retail store, so she can just do whatever, whenever. And now they go to the beach in Frisco. They built that new beach.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, it's
I
like-
didn't even know that.
Went from like 50 feet to like 400 feet or something. It's huge now compared to the old one.
No kidding.
How was it, Gina? Was it pretty cool? Can we go back? I want to swim really bad. I'll bring the GoPro. The water was probably freezing, but I want to do it anyways. That's her. She must not be in the room anymore. Just came in to rub it in my face. She went to the beach, went swimming,
Yeah,
and
right.
then leaves. You know, if we woke up earlier, then the whole family could go do that kind of stuff instead of waking up at 9 or 10. Wake up at 7, 7:30. We'd have time to do all that shit before work.
Right. That's why on my days off, I like to wake up still like I'm going to work.
Yeah.
5 o'clock, 6 o'clock.
Oh, God, that's early, man. We're about to see. I grew up. I hated school. I hated waking up early. That's actually one of the reasons I started tattooing for a living. I got a job. I started at 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, right.
My first tattoo job was 4 p.m. I could wake up at noon and still have 4 hours to go fuck off and pay bills or do whatever. No, I do get up. Usually I'm up by 8. Doesn't mean I'm out of bed, but I'm up. You know? Yeah, there's a lag in the chat from when I look at your chat question, well, it just came up where you asked if the chat was behind. So that's how long it took for me to see it. And I got to turn my head because I'm tattooing. And I'm reading off the iPad behind me. So yeah, I'd say a good 10 to 20 second lag, just like Kay said. Oh man, we did not hold subscribers to watch. They came in for a little bit and they all took off. The tattooing did not keep them going. I was hoping they'd find it interesting, even though that they're all in the drones, you know, a bunch of older guys in the drones,
Right.
which is totally cool. I just think, you know, hey, you're not real familiar with this. I don't have tattoos, but it's sort of interesting to see me done, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
Especially like if I time lapsed it, that'd probably be more entertaining. Like us film it like without live, get camera set up and do some time lapse.
Now, does it record on live? Is it still recording?
It's recording, yeah, it's going straight
Okay.
to YouTube.
Cool.
And it will, by the time you get home, depends on how long this is. If this is like 2 hours or so
Right.
of the tattoo being done, then it will take longer before the replay comes back up on YouTube. But then anyone can watch it at that point. So when you get home, it'll more than likely be up and you can go back and see yourself getting done.
Right.
Hey, we got Ryder still here, so there's at least a couple people in the chat. I can't tell for sure. I'm looking, it says 2 watching now on my screen, but there's more than 2 chatting, so that's a little confusing. But yeah, you know, man, I have so many videos I want to make. I've got a electric skateboard review that I have all scripted out that I want to do.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that.
That's going to be fun. Or at least fun to make. Hopefully people like it. Because it's an affordable one, you know. It's like not like one of these $2,000 ones that everybody wants to have.
Right.
It's literally like anywhere from $250 to $500 for this electric skateboard, which is cheap as dirt. Pull one of those. Okay. Ryder Obvious says, don't make him bleed too much or he'll pass out while he's watching. So during the outline process like this, Ryder, you don't see a lot of blood. It's such a thin line that you're not seeing, like if you start shading in and really filling in some areas, that's when you'll start seeing more blood. Right now, you'll just see more AD ointment that looks all wet all over my gloves. Yeah, let's see, what else am I making? I was really bummed. I made this ND filter video that explains how ND filters work through camera. I thought it was really, really well made and put together. I just had a shitty thumbnail when I first put it up, and I got impatient. And again, like I was telling you, thumbnails are everything. So I just made a new thumbnail and hope that will increase it in the future. Problem is whenever you put a video up, And if your subscribers don't click it, they all get notified, you know, that you got a new video. And if they don't go click it, then YouTube is like, oh, your subscribers aren't interested in this, so we just won't push it.
Right.
So you can do this awesome video, but if it's a different content than what you normally make, it could end up doing horribly, even if it's badass. And that's another one of my issues is I'm, like I said, I'm sort of all over the place. So I have subscribers that like some stuff and some that don't like other stuff. So I still grow, it just grows slow. But hell, I'm hoping by sometime next month to hit the 10,000 mark. I've been a couple of, just over 2 years to get to that. Of bust, I mean, again, I've had it since 2008, but that's like me actually trying hard.
Right. Trying to push it.
Yeah, learning how to make videos better and more entertaining. That's what makes mine actually harder to make, is I try to make them like instructional or tutorials or whatever, but at the same time I try to make them entertaining. It's so much easier to just go out, sit down, film a video, talk about what it is, and not worry about camera angles or entertaining stories in between. To edit that as well is so much easier. But it's not that much fun for me to do it that way. So if I was to focus the channel just on one product or one concept or idea and only do that, I would get so bored. I would have probably given up YouTube by now. So in that sense, I'd rather have a slow growth than a fast one. Somebody's upset.
Yep. Grumpy kiddo.
Oh, that's hilarious. Gina just said that the dogs heard the door chime and they're barking at the house trying to figure the front door, thinking that somebody's at the door. That's awesome.
Sparkle, save, and speed. Come to Williams Jewelers. Save
Thanks, Agent K, man. I appreciate it. Hopefully I changed the title on that Indie Filter video also, so hopefully that will let YouTube sort of redo it. Because I think the new thumbnail is way better than the first one. I just wish I had been a little more patient and made that thumbnail prior to putting it live. When you finish a video, it's hard to not just go ahead and post it. You're like so excited to post it that you don't usually or always wait for the good thumbnails and stuff like that. But I need to make a habit of like just, if I have to sit on the video until I can do that, then that's what I need to do. So that's really the most important part, is the thumbnail. And then your title has to be a searchable title, usually. Or at least a very clickbait title. And I hate to use the word clickbait again because it's more of a clickable title, like, or, you know,
Right.
something that still goes with the video, where a true clickbait title is just one that has nothing to do with what's in the video.
Right. Well, they're clicking on it just because the title sounds good and the video's something completely different.
Yeah. Well, I thought the first thumbnail I did, so the first thumbnail I did, I had a wig on and a hat on, and I looked super confused holding all these packages of indie filters, but it was grabbed from the screenshot of the video. So it wasn't a very high quality picture. But I thought, you know, hell, if somebody's confused about indie filters, maybe that's how they feel, you know?
Right.
And then the new one, I actually took a higher quality picture. I cut the background away. I actually put indie filters over my eyes, different sizes, like sunglasses kind of, because that's sort of what indie filters are basically for your camera. And it's just a nicer looking thumbnail, I think. But I should have done it like that from the beginning. So we'll see if it changes anything, because supposedly the rumor is if you change your thumbnail later in your title on a dead video, it will sort of give it a second chance, and if YouTube then tries it again.
All right.
And because they want people to watch videos, whether it's yours or somebody else's, because the more videos people watch, no matter whose they are, the more money YouTube makes off ads. So the big catch is to find a way to get people to not just watch one, but to keep watching, but not just with, you know, it's crazy to me because I go through and I'll see the trending page on YouTube, There's all these stupid videos of like kids doing the stupidest shit ever. They have millions, 5 million views plus, man, just tons of views. And you're like, really? The quality's crap, the thumbnail's crap. I don't get it. I can't figure it out, man. But I'm not about to go do all that stupid shit, you know?
Right.
I think my long-term subscribers would like totally bail on me if I started just going out and doing stupid, like throwing milkshakes through windows and stuff, you know? You remember that trend when that was going on? People driving up to milk, like Burger King or McDonald's, ordering a milkshake, turning around and saying fire in the hole and throwing it back in. Bunch of dicks, dude. I'd be so pissed if somebody did that to me.
Yeah, no kidding.
That'd be a huge mess to clean up. I'd probably jump out and stop them before they got out of the drive-thru. You know?
Right.
See you later, Gina. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good rest of your workday playing at the beach. So let's ask Frisco a question, because some of you don't have tattoos. We'll see how he can explain what it feels like. You want to try and explain to him what it feels like to get tattooed?
Yeah, well, I mean, it feels like a bunch of little holes. Honestly, it feels like, I don't know, maybe like a cat clawing you. And the claw running across your skin.
I would agree. Like, to me, it always reminds me of like when you have a kitten and you scratch his belly and they take their back feet and just start scratching away at you and it hurts like hell, but for some reason you don't stop playing with their belly.
Yeah.
Sort of like that.
That's definitely what it feels like.
And then when you're done, when the needle's not in you, it just sort of feels like a hot sunburn.
It does. Yeah, when you get bigger pieces, you just want them to keep going. Don't stop.
It's when you take a long break, it hurts more when you go back in. Yeah, Mastercraft, I usually make the thumbnail while the video's uploading. And I did that in the first thumbnail. I made that thumbnail. And then, again, I thought it was going to be a good thumbnail because I looked so stupid and confused in the video picture. And, you know, it was a failure. I sort of wish I had that thumbnail still, because I think a cool video would be showing that thumbnail and then how I made a better thumbnail and showing you how I went about making that thumbnail. Sharing that with some people out there that might be helpful for somebody. I do have a little bit of an art background if you weren't aware of that already. I actually went to college for graphic design and photography.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. I didn't graduate. I dropped out when I went to California on a week vacation to go for spring break to go surf. I came home, packed my car up, had like $100, spent 60 in gas to get to California, and moved and met some people on the beach, and they offered up a motorhome for us to stay in their driveway, and we stayed in California from the age of like 19 till I was 30.
No kidding.
Yep. My parents thought I was going to move back, that I'd get there with no money and fail. But because they gave us a place to stay, we could use their address, their physical address, get jobs and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And we stayed there for like a month as we got our jobs and saved up money to get a place.
And where'd you live in California when you lived?
Huntington Beach.
Huntington Beach.
Yeah, it was like just a couple miles from the beach. It was pretty awesome.
Heck yeah.
Go surfing like every morning. Well, I mean, now I'm like snowboarding every morning. It's sort of the same thing, except, believe it or not, it's colder to surf every morning out in California than it is to snowboard here.
Right.
Because the water's so damn cold. And when you go under the waves, it like fills your wetsuit. Like it's just like this cold shower of water. Where here, at least, if it's cold, you're wearing jackets and shit. You're not getting wet, you know?
Right. Want to come here and see the tattoo? What do you think? Looks good, huh?
Yeah, it's great.
So,
It's cool
GK
watching.
is asking, If the person, I don't know if he's asking you, like if you've ever sneezed while you're getting tattooed and it messed up, or if he's asking me if I've ever had a person sneeze and mess up their tattoo, or cough or something.
Well, there was the one time when you were doing that cover up where I coughed, but you didn't mess it up.
Yeah, but you've never had somebody mess up your tattoo because you sneezed their tattoo.
No.
Or something. I've never messed one up from that. You know, like since I'm holding, you can see like that both hands on your skin. You can usually sense when someone's about to sneeze or cough, and then you just pull away real quick. Now, I've had people move, but there's only been one that's moved in a way that actually fucked it up.
No kidding.
Yep. It was just like a line that all of a sudden went that way, and it sucked because it was like a circle or something that had to be perfect, you know? So then you have to be like, okay, well, you just moved it. Oh, I thought that was her.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. So, what was I saying? So then you have to tell them what happened, show it to them, and then sort of adapt the design a little bit. So that circle becomes like a circle with a break in it or something like that. Just make it look like it was on purpose. Ooh, just opened that one too many. Just unscrewed the wrong part. Oops. You can like adjust the needle length and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
See how on this side it was like sort of hanging up every now and then?
Right.
And this is new, see, because it can just turn on, stay on. So I've only messed up on one tattoo. I'm going to tell you that was totally my fault. In 26 years, one.
No kidding.
Yep.
What happened?
Luckily, it was a friend of mine that I know well.
Was it
Stupid cord. Can you hand me that cord? Give me a second. I got an investment. So you know, I think they're called ambigrams or something like that. You know, like where it says life. If you look at it this way, you turn it upside down. It says love.
Oh, yeah.
Or death or something like that.
Right.
One way it says one word, the other way it says something else. Well, with the stencil maker I have, you have to reverse everything before you print it. So technically on the screen of the computer, everything's backwards. Then you print it and it comes out right and it reverses back in. I forgot to do that. So when I put it on her arm, it was actually backwards. And because it was one of those weird amigrammy things, right? I couldn't tell it was backwards. Neither of us could. Because those things just look like weird designs, you know?
Right.
And then when she looks in the mirror, it looked normal because in the mirror it was the right way.
Yeah, right.
And that was the one time I fucked up, and then it clicked as I was like halfway through the tattoo, and I was like, "Oh shit!" You know, I think there's a problem here. I ended up giving her a giant free koi fish cover up, like big tattoo over it, like once it healed. But so she scored like a really expensive tattoo out of me, but it's my
Right.
fault, and that's the least I could do, you know. I couldn't believe I was so mad at myself. That's funny. This guy Ryder says he's yet to find anything he wants to get tattooed on himself, and that's understandable, man. Like the first one is the hardest one to get. As soon as you even get the tiniest little thing, the rest are easy. But that first one, man, it's like getting that first scratch on your car, you know.
Right.
You don't want it to happen because or that first modification of your car, you know it's going to change things, but you like it the way it is. He said in here, he said it's like putting a bumper sticker on a Lamborghini.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's funny. You must be in really good shape, man, to be a Lamborghini. But you know, Agent K says that they're just a passing fad and they might not be relevant in 5 years. That's what we were saying 26 years ago when I got into the industry. That how long is this really going to last? Are we going to be able to make a living off of it for more than 5 years or so? And yeah, I think there's probably more people tattooed than not tattooed nowadays. It's really bizarre. It's not how I ever would have guessed this industry was going to go. The TV shows have been helpful and hurtful all at the same time. Same with social media, Instagram, all that stuff. Ryder says he's built more like a Winnebago than a Lamborghini. That's awesome. Oh, that's hilarious, man. That was great. So I think I'm built like a Volkswagen Bug lately, dude.
Yeah, no kidding.
Just round in all the wrong places. But it gets harder, man. You hit 40 and all of a sudden it becomes so much harder to keep that belly off. Then again, like surfing and swimming and skateboarding all the time was probably a lot easier to keep things off when you're doing that kind of activity.
Right.
So this hand grabs and stretches the skin. You see I grab it and I pull it, and that makes the skin tight. So if you think of like a paper towel that's loose and you try to push on it, it just bends. If you have one that's super tight and you push on it, you can break through it. And that's the same with the surface of the skin and the needles. Oh, okay. Kay just updated what he said. He said that he's afraid if he got something that might be a passing fad, that in 5 years it's not relevant to him anymore,
Right,
and
right.
so he might regret it. And that
Right.
makes perfect sense.
Absolutely.
Definitely don't get something that's a fad for that very, very reason. Something you've been into your whole life or whatever, or something that represents a moment of time. Like I was saying earlier, it's like a photo album. So, a lot of people come up here where I'm at and they get a little mountain tattoo as a souvenir, and they take that home with them. And they could go home and get that same mountain tattoo, but like they're here in the mountains. It makes a lot more sense to get it here than it does back in Chicago or something. And that, although it's a little fad kind of tattoo, little bangers, what we call them, it's always going to be that memory of them coming up here. So, for example, if you got a hamburger, and I've been wanting to do a hamburger for a long time on somebody, man, but like with a face, like sesame seeds that are turned into eyeballs, and the buns are separated, and the meat's all in there like a tongue, and the cheese is like teeth all stretched between it,
That would actually be that.
Be
That
a
would be
fun,
cool.
take some
Yeah.
lettuce coming off the sides, a little tomato spilling out, like a pissed off hamburger that's like mad. Like, although that's something that, I might regret that later, but honestly, if it's done well and you get it while something's going on in your life, something, whatever, there's always something going on in your life. That moment will be like forever put to that hamburger. So if like maybe you just graduated college and you get a hamburger, now you're gonna always see that hamburger as like your celebration for graduating college or getting a new car, breaking up with a girlfriend and moving forward, or what the fuck ever, Sometimes it's just fun to get something wacko. Sure is fun to do them. And then you got the classics like skulls like this. But you notice this background is probably really hard for you guys to even tell what it is. It's based off of what we used to call Swiss skin cheese or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's more like an organic biostructure. Think like the movie Aliens and what the aliens' body structure looked like. It's sort of like that kind of. It's hard to tell what it is when it's just an outline, though. Hey, do any of the people in the chat right now, do you guys actually make content on your channel or do live videos on your channel? So I am trying to get new ways to do live content My back room is almost finished. So I'll probably be doing some back there and using OBS, but I don't think OBS is the best route to do what I'm doing today. That's a lot of work to run OBS. But I do want to try to start doing more live content like this because, you know, I get to talk with everybody in the comments on a regular video, but it's sort of cool being able to like just shoot the shit back and forth in real time, you know? So have you guys figured out when you're moving?
Oh, yeah, we're actually gonna be out there next weekend.
Next weekend?
Or this weekend.
I knew you sold the house, and it was
Yeah.
the 19th or
Yep,
something you had
yep.
me out by?
Yeah, yeah, so the place we're renting out there, we already gave them, it's actually, we're renting it from my aunt. And I already gave her the deposit and first month and all that, so
Well, congratulations on the move.
thank you.
Was that about a 2.5 hour drive from here?
Yeah, you know, just moving in periods, depending on the ass.
Oh, dude, I hate moving. Like, that's part of the reason I'm tempted to try to make an offer on my rental house because I don't want to move again.
Yeah,
Even
right.
though I don't really like the house that much, I like where it's at. But it's a tiny ass little house, like compared to what I'm used to living in before I moved up here.
Right.
Click the banner to discover more ways DuPont is innovating to help you thrive.
I don't feel bad, Agent K. I had no experience making videos either before I really started doing this. Nowadays, with phones and everything else, it's something you want to do. It's definitely possible. It's so easy just using a phone. Hell, there's really good editing software on phones now. I do think the iPhone video is better than the video on the Android, though.
Yeah.
So depending on this next iPhone, I might switch back or I might wait one more and try to make it through a year. Just hate spending. I guess it's a $1,000 phone, but I got it for like $600. It was on sale, so that's why I decided to try it. I just wish it would work with my drone properly, because like I hate carrying a bunch of shit with me when I'm out. And all these drones now are made collapsible. You know, they're portable, smaller, real easy to carry with you. You know.
Right.
And then all of a sudden you gotta buy these extra remotes and bigger things that go with them. It's like, what the hell's the point of all that? You can't really hike with all that. There's one called the Mavic Air. It's actually probably my favorite one because of the form factor and size. It just uses a different type of technology to connect the remote control to it. That's Wi-Fi connections. For not the remote control, but the signal from your phone, your video signal.
Oh, no kidding.
So you can't go as far as you can like on the regular drones, which use something called OcuSync. And OcuSync, you can go like 4 miles, where with the Wi-Fi, anywhere from 1,000 to 5,000 feet, and you lose signal. You can still fly it. The remote still has a signal, but the video doesn't.
No kidding.
Yeah, so what would be dope is if they remake this one and put that, that other connection in it. That would be my favorite. Like, I would totally retire everything else I have. I'd sell all of them and just use this one tiny little one. But it's tiny, dude. It's like this big.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like I said, it's just signal. If you have any kind of interference around you, it just interrupts with the Wi-Fi and fucks with it. All right, have a good one, man. I appreciate you stopping by in the chat with everybody. Like I said, we haven't decided yet if we're going to keep the live thing going after this outline is done, or if we're going to turn it off and just focus on shading.
We'll turn it off and blast out the shading.
Yeah, that's probably what we'll end up doing. What time is it in? I'm sort of hungry. You guys hungry?
Is it about? It's $6.50.
What do you guys want to eat?
Oh, we get pizza every time. You want pizza?
It's up to you. Is that what you want?
Yeah. Are
Okay.
you cool with pizza? Huh?
I said, we don't have pizza that good over there.
Oh no! So you
Yeah.
guys come
No,
here and
no,
you're like,
yeah.
pizza.
I like the pizza there. I really
Okay,
do.
that's fine.
I like it more than, Pizza Hut, Domino's.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. When Domino's is made right nowadays, it's so much better than it was for a while. Like they've
Yeah.
definitely fixed it, unless they have shitty employees.
Well, we just got Domino's at the new place, because we were
Yeah.
buying a bunch of furniture and setting it up. And I was like, oh, it was like 9:30. I was like, get some Domino's,
Yeah.
And then we got, it was actually good.
Yeah, like if they can get it to you hot and it's made right, and the employees follow what they're supposed to do, Domino's is pretty kick-ass for being a big chain place. Like they were awesome when they first came out,
Right.
It definitely doesn't taste like that back when they had the Avoid the Noid little character. I don't know if you're old enough to remember that.
No, I don't remember.
Yeah, it was a commercial they had that was a claymation commercial of this little weird looking dude, and he's sort of like a gremlin for pizza, and he'd go fuck the pizza orders up and stuff. And Domino's slogan was Avoid the Noid. Coming to Domino's,
Right.
get the right pizza, Agent K, thanks for coming in also. I understand you got to go. We're going to at least, like I said, do the outline. And if nothing else, when I finish, I'll blast a picture on the community page. It probably won't be finished today. This is a pretty big tattoo to sit down and do all at once. So we'll probably do a bunch of the shading, and he'll come in and finish it on another sitting. This is definitely bigger than your other one. On your other
No, it
side.
definitely is.
Okay, twist some over here if you can. Yeah, pizza's fine with me. We'll be done here in about 10 minutes with the outline.
Tell me to order it.
Yeah, do you want to order some?
If you guys want to eat while we're taking a break in between.
Yeah.
What kind
I get pepperoni sausage.
That's fine with me. Do you mind picking up a Dr. Pepper, pretty please? You want a drink?
Yeah, I'm good. I don't
You don't drink
water.
anything with your pizza?
No, we got water.
Okay.
I never, ever drink soda.
Oh, I shouldn't.
I used to.
Fucking love it. Dr. Pepper is the bomb. So is this a live thing fun for you or not?
For me?
Yeah, you
Hey, I
enjoying
mean,
it?
yeah, it's neat. It's cool.
It changes your conversation a little bit too, huh?
Yeah, no.
It's
it
like you're
definitely
talking to someone else here,
does. Right,
but they're not here.
right,
you know?
right. Well, and I'm trying not to, say anything too vulgar, because I
Oh,
typically
I'm
have.
still cussing up a
Yeah,
storm.
I know,
I mean,
I typically cuss a lot.
I don't think YouTube will kill it for a few cuss words here and there. I mean, if we started dropping the F-bomb every other word,
Right.
maybe. But I don't think for the occasional F-bomb it's going to do anything. Hopefully not.
Right.
Yeah, what we'll have to do is on the next sitting, do another one. That way people can see the final product,
Right. When the needle hangs up, do you make the needle deeper or more shallow?
I pull it back out to keep it from hanging.
Right.
So you just let it just sit there and hang, and then
Right.
it does what's called a blowout. And you don't want one of those. But I mean, with your blind grade, we covered up, but you don't want one anyways. Blowouts like if you sit in the same spot, it just starts pushing the ink out to
Oh,
the
no
sides
kidding.
of the lines. Yeah. Or if you're angled too much and I go in like that, then it's pushing it down. The actual bottom of the needle would be way over here, where the inner point was here,
Right,
so it
right.
would look like a bruise.
Right.
You'll see people with tattoos like that. That's not what you want. And then there's some people that just have weird fatty tissue underneath their skin. So no matter what you do, they get a blowout. Like you just tattoo them normal and you see it go spider web
Oh, no
out.
kidding.
Like you'll see it just go through their capillaries. It's the weirdest thing. It's like lightning.
No shit.
It's pretty rare though.
You have to fucking Google that shit. A blowout, huh?
Yeah. All right. Get a little thickening of some of these lines. Going with some bold lines just like the other side.
Yeah.
All right, go back a little bit. We're going to thicken up some of these guys. Yeah, I don't think we're going to anybody in the chat anymore, so we might as well close it up when we get to a stopping point and eat and
Heck yeah.
just shade. See, it really
You know,
doesn't.
when I get home, I'm gonna check it. Check it out. I want to watch it. You know, it's cool.
Nice.
I want to watch it happen.
Yeah, it's a totally different view than what you can
Yes,
see.
it is,
yeah.
yeah.
You get to, for the most
Like a
part, see it
third.
almost,
Yeah.
yeah. It's similar to my view. A little different.
Maybe the next big piece you do for me, we'll get you to wear your GoPro.
Yeah, we could do that. It's got to be a smaller piece so we can like finish it all at once, you know?
Right, right.
That way I can just put it like in hyperlapse mode or something, or time lapse. These aren't going to be quite as bold as that skull on the other side because it's so much bigger, you know?
Right.
So it would, in theory, have bolder lines if it was than these guys.
Right.
Plus, we can always thicken the lines up at any time.
Yeah, I like the way it looks, man.
Right over here.
What do you think?
It's awesome.
Looks good.
How are you doing over there in the lobby? Okay? Is that snowboard bench totally uncomfortable?
Oh, no, we're good. I'm tired.
Yeah, you sound tired.
Parts with my band-aid are starting to fill up and so I'm going to
We did it Friday,
yeah.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, so 4 days.
But, yeah, it's technically been 4 days if you count it too, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I think she got all the way to like 9 o'clock last time.
It's been 4 days close. I want to take a look at it anyways before you go. See what
Yeah,
I can
looks
see.
good. Yeah, we went out there to Mesa County. She got compliments on it like crazy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, people,
Even with the bandage on, huh?
Yeah, even with the bandage on, everybody's like, nice.
People
tattoos."
what? Are rude?
people up here, like where we live, are rude.
Oh, really?
Nobody, nobody looks at me, nobody catches me, and over there and I get like 20 freaking compliments. Huh.
Yeah, everybody out there in Mesa County is very, what do you, what's the right word I'm looking for? Yes, hospitable.
That's interesting.
The opposite of rude.
I'd say more willing to just say something to you, you know? As far as like where we live, you know, most
Yeah.
people don't just
That's how it
random
was.
stranger, you know?
That's how it was in California, too. Like, everybody just keeps to themselves.
Yeah.
All right, let me clean you up real quick, see where we're at. So one of the things is you want to clean somebody up as little as you have to, because that wiping motion again and again and again can make you sore, which makes you sit for less time.
Yeah.
So I do as much as I can before wiping you down.
But I do have to say, when you do it, it feels good when you wipe it down.
I try to get it really wet so that way it doesn't like pull and rub on the tattoo and the
Right.
skin. Yeah, that connects pretty damn good right there. You'd think we'd design this all at once.
Yeah, heck yeah.
You'd think somebody knows what they're doing. All right. All right, let's see if we can show everybody that's still here. Go ahead and stand up. So just turn your arm. So that's what we started with, and we're trying to connect that. And there'll be more added to that side eventually. Just keep turning, nice and slow, and then we're going to add these skulls in here. And we're going to start shadowing all that now after we take a food break. So, all right, let me go close this video out, and
All right, sounds good.
then we'll go to the back room here. Appreciate all the snowboards. Those are going to be hanging on the wall soon, by the way. Again, some of you have seen this room. That's the back one wall, skateboard wall. That wall's done. I got to get some lights for down here and there. I'm considering get a second arcade cabinet, maybe Pac-Man or something. And this wall needs to be done. And then the back room's done. That will be awesome. And to finish out this video, I just want to say I appreciate everybody who's watched. I was hoping we get a little further on the actual tattoo. Maybe I should do this again on a smaller tattoo, because it gets a little boring to just watch the tattoo get done. It's much more fun to watch in a time-lapse kind of thing, and I can do that in the future too if you guys want. But thanks for watching. If you made it to the end, that is awesome. Please subscribe. Check out some of the other videos in my channel, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks again, everybody. How do I stop this damn thing? Oh, come on. How do I stop it? There, maybe? Yep, that's it. Later.